Well, not surprisingly, as soon as he settled with Cassie, there was a bunch of other lawsuits that fell in his lap. One of which was made by a woman who was a Jane Doe, I believe, that accused him and Aaron Hall of sexually assaulting him.
I saw Aaron Hall's Vlad interview.
Yes. The Aaron Hall Vlad TV interview, I'm sure, did not help his case.
It helped the DA's case. I say this. It is.
Well, to be fair, Aaron Hall never talked about sexually assaulting someone, but he did say, Puffy seen me fuck.
Right. So here's what I'll say. And back to what I talked about earlier with the whole freak dick things. Some people participated in things that in the light of day they are upset or ashamed that they perhaps did. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's very likely. I can't say that somebody wouldn't admit to a crime on an interview because so many people have. So many people have unwillingly said things. I will say that
or willingly said things.
Yeah, or willingly.
Yes.
And thought that it was just. I will say that with the passage of these couple of decades, things that were once commonplace and acceptable are now not, and people that didn't have a voice now do, and things that would have passed the sniff that don't. So, and again, I don't think that you should be allowed to be a Jane Doe. I think that
I have a big problem with that
because no matter what, if the most horrible things could have happened. And I still, if I want justice, I got to still get up on that stand, say, this guy did that thing and I saw it, and I still got to convince these 12 strangers that happened.
Yeah.
So I can't be anonymous in that.
Yeah. To me, I have a big problem with that because if you are publicly putting a person on blast for something they did, I don't understand why you
can't
can
say
hide
they did
in the shadows.
Right.
Because if ultimately that case gets thrown out, if you lose that case and it's been proven that you lied about that person, you have no repercussions. Right. You just go back to your shadows and as if nothing has happened.
Right.
And you probably have a lawyer that takes it on contingency. So there's not even a cost.
He most definitely took it on contingency, right? So
Yeah, exactly. So you basically have a zero cost financially and you have a zero reputation loss.
Sure.
Because no one knows who you are. So, for example, there is, once the Puffy lawsuit became public, there was an army of lawsuits that dropped.
Yeah, everybody.
Let's see. Harve Pierre, the former president of Bad Boy. Axl Rose of Guns N' Roses. Marcellus Wiley, who's actually a guest on my show.
It ain't gonna do much good for Axl Rose. Like, how you gonna get money for?
What do you mean?
I don't know how. Like,
Axl Rose, Guns N' Roses, that's a major.
Yeah, but I don't know what what can happen to like the problem is
money can get taken. That's what can happen.
Here's my problem with this whole thing. All these different people. The statute of limitations is gonna run out.
Exactly. That's why everyone filed.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying they did or didn't happen. My stance is the same thing that is laid out in the Constitution. You are innocent until proven guilty, and Twitter and TikTok and Instagram are not a court.
Right, because let's see, Jamie Foxx, Cuba Gooding Jr., Jimmy Iovine, who's being sued by the same lawyer that Cassie sued Diddy with, Bill Cosby again, photographer Terry Richardson, NYC Mayor Eric Adams.
Yes.
Diddy caught a couple of new ones.
I can hold these ideas in my head. I think that if you've had these things happen to you and you were afraid, there should be some mechanism for you to deal with it. But with accountability comes somebody. The mechanism for accountability is this: he did this to me this day, this time. Mm-hmm. I'm looking you in the face and telling you did that, and a trier of facts decides that. All you have to do is have a couple of more clicks on Instagram or TikTok, and you are right. And it depends how they feel about you. Like, to me, Jamie came out of a coma just to have people call him an anti-Semite and a sexual assaulter. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, and I remember that statement he made when he said, they gotta, don't worry about people turning against you. They turn against this guy named Jesus. Yeah. And people are like, that's anti-Semitic. Right. But I'm like, no, it's not.
No.
Cut it out.
When I grew
Cut
up,
it out.
my mother used to say, they talked about, now, I grew up in an all-black neighborhood right here, 20 miles from here, 135th and Avalon. I didn't know what a Jewish person was. I knew that everybody she was referring to was black. And so it was just this idea of if they did that to somebody who came to save the world, imagine what they would do to you. I do think that it does cause some pause or raise some question to me when you wait to the last day that something could be filed and everybody rushes to the court to hold their place to see what happens. That's rough to me.
Yeah, right. Because Diddy caught a new lawsuit, I believe, today from a girl who was 17 at the time. Now, she has photos, but the photos prove that she was there. Doesn't prove that anything happened. Just proves she was there.
I tell you what Diddy could never say again? One, because it ain't just one now, boy. It's like
well, right. I mean, he actually put out a statement today. He said, enough is enough.
I saw.
For the last couple of weeks, I've sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of those awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth.
Well, here's what he didn't do. He didn't sit silently by. He made a dumbass video where he looked like he was unbothered by paying these tens of millions of dollars. That's what he did. So it wasn't silent.
We don't know how much he paid, but we could guess.
I don't eat whether he was regardless of the amount, the effect that the idea of the video was to prove that this is no big deal. I'm still standing, right? That was what he. I just think that there is a level of hubris, and rightfully, I mean, if you're innocent or whatever, probably the lawyers say be quiet for a reason.
Yeah.
I've never seen nobody go to jail for shutting the fuck up. I've never seen anything bad happen from somebody shutting the fuck up. I've never seen that. Silence don't get you in jail. Like, to me, Jesse Smollett, he's not in trouble. He's in trouble because he wouldn't shut the fuck up. Now, I know closing your mouth make you a horrible gay dude, but a wonderful defendant. Like, if you got a closed mouth gay dude, you might not get second dates, but you won't get a court date either.
Right.
Shut the fuck up.
You won't get a second date, but you won't get a court date.
Shut the fuck up.
Right, because they're saying that Jesse, I guess all his appeals have run out and he's going to jail, which is where he should have gone in the first place.
Right. Let me tell you something. I've never seen anybody. There is a reason that lawyers, the first thing they tell you is to not say shit.
Yeah.